Love has been a mystery to our greatest minds for centuries. It's one of the most profound and complex emotions humans experience, yet we still struggle to fully understand it. From philosophers to scientists, many have attempted to unravel its depths, but love's true nature seems to remain elusive. Across different cultures and religions, the concept of love is explored through the stories of gods and goddesses, each embodying different facets of what humans seek in love. These divine figures represent not just the idealized form of love, but also the struggles, sacrifices, and imperfections that come with it. In this video, we will dive into the ways gods from various religions symbolize love and how their stories reflect our own desires, fears, and hopes in our relationships. In the Abrahamic traditions, love is often portrayed as divine and unconditional, as seen in the relationship between God and humankind. The Bible speaks of God's love as a sacrificial force, one that calls for devotion and selflessness. Similarly, in Islam, the love of Allah is considered a guiding principle for all relationships, emphasizing compassion, mercy, and the importance of empathy. These teachings remind us that love, while it can be experienced in many forms, is ultimately about connection, understanding, and devotion. From the Greek gods of love, such as Aphrodite, who embodies the physical and passionate side of love, to the Hindu gods like Shiva and Parvati, whose love is deeply spiritual and transformative, each myth offers a unique lens on love. Aphrodite, for instance, represents the beauty and attraction that often spark love, but her story also reveals how fleeting and superficial love can sometimes be. In contrast, the bond between Shiva and Parvati exemplifies a love that transcends earthly desires, built on devotion, sacrifice, and growth. The gods we turn to for inspiration in love often reveal that what we seek is not just the fulfillment of romantic desire, but a deeper connection, one that transcends our flaws and imperfections. These deities offer us stories of love that teach us to navigate the complexities of our own relationships, showing us that love can be both an ecstatic joy and a painful challenge. Through these divine representations, we come to understand that love is not just an emotion but a transformative force that shapes our lives, guides our choices, and defines our existence. As we explore these divine representations of love, we'll reflect on how they mirror our own experiences and aspirations, revealing that the mystery of love is perhaps not something to be solved, but something to be experienced, cherished, and understood in all its many forms. The love of Christ, as depicted in Christian teachings, is profound and selfless, often described as the ultimate expression of divine love. This love is central to the Christian faith, where it is emphasized not only through Christ's words and actions, but, more importantly, through his sacrifice on the cross. Jesus Christ's love for humanity is seen as unconditional in the sense that it transcends human understanding and reaches out to all people, regardless of their flaws, sins, or shortcomings. Christ's love is exemplified most powerfully in his willingness to lay down his life for the salvation of others. According to Christian belief, Jesus, the Son of God, came to earth with a divine mission: to save humanity from sin and eternal separation from God. His love was not about earthly comforts or desires, but about a deep, sacrificial commitment to the well-being of others. This was demonstrated through his teachings, his acts of kindness, and his interactions with people of all backgrounds. But it was ultimately his sacrifice on the cross that showed the depth of his love in the most profound way. Jesus' crucifixion is considered the pinnacle of his sacrificial love. Christians believe that Jesus, though sinless, took upon himself the weight of all human sin, enduring immense suffering and pain, both physically and spiritually, in order to reconcile humanity with God. This act is seen as the fulfillment of God's plan for salvation, where Jesus' death serves as the atonement for the sins of the world. In the Bible, John 15 verse 13 states, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." This verse encapsulates the essence of Christ's love, a love that is willing to endure suffering and death for the sake of others. The crucifixion was not just a moment of pain, but a powerful demonstration of God's love for humankind. It is believed that through Christ's death, humanity was offered the gift of eternal life. His sacrifice was not only an act of love toward his followers, but also a demonstration of love toward the entire world, offering salvation to all who believe in him, regardless of their past. In this way, Christ's love was unconditional, available to all who choose to accept it. Furthermore, Christ's sacrifice also highlights the transformative power of love. Through his death and subsequent resurrection, Christians believe that the grip of sin and death was broken, allowing for the possibility of redemption and new life. Jesus' resurrection is seen as a victory over death, affirming that love and sacrifice can overcome even the most impossible circumstances. His resurrection, alongside his sacrifice, is seen as a symbol of hope and renewal, reminding believers that through Christ's love, they can experience forgiveness, healing, and eternal life. The love of Christ is not just a historical event, but something that continues to impact the lives of Christians today. Christ's example of sacrificial love calls Christians to love others in the same way, unconditionally and selflessly. The idea of agape, or selfless love, which Jesus demonstrated, serves as a model for how believers are to love one another. This love is not based on merit, but on the recognition that, like Christ, one is called to love others regardless of their actions, offering forgiveness, mercy, and grace. In the sacrament of communion, Christians remember Christ's sacrifice by partaking in bread and wine, which represent his body and blood. This act is not just a ritual but a reminder of the immense love that Christ showed on the cross. It symbolizes the ongoing relationship between Christ and his followers, who are invited to continue in his love and share it with the world. Ultimately, the love of Christ and the sacrifice he made for humanity is the cornerstone of the Christian faith. It is a love that transcends human limitations, offering hope, redemption, and the promise of eternal life. It challenges believers to embody that same love in their own lives, demonstrating the power of sacrificial love to heal, transform, and bring peace to the world. Through his life, death, and resurrection, Jesus Christ showed the world what true love is, not in words, but in action, offering a love that continues to inspire and change lives. Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, beauty, and desire, holds a significant place in ancient Greek civilization, embodying the very essence of passion and attraction. According to Greek mythology, she was born from the sea foam, symbolizing the birth of life and beauty from the chaos. Aphrodite's role as the goddess of love was not limited to romantic or physical attraction. She was also associated with fertility, procreation, and the nurturing aspects of relationships, which were integral to the continuation of Greek society. Her impact on Greek civilization is far-reaching, influencing not only religious practices but also the very way in which the Greeks understood love, relationships, and human nature. The Greeks viewed love through various lenses, from the fleeting desire of physical attraction to the deep, transformative bonds of companionship. Aphrodite embodied all these facets, and her mythology reflected both the joys and challenges of love. She was often depicted as a beautiful, irresistible figure, capable of making gods and mortals alike fall passionately in love. Yet her stories also highlighted the complications that love could bring, such as jealousy, infidelity, and heartbreak. In Roman mythology, the god of love is Cupid, who is often depicted as a youthful, winged figure with a bow and arrows. Cupid, known as Amor in Latin, was the son of Venus, the Roman goddess of love, and Mars, the god of war. His role in Roman mythology mirrored that of his Greek counterpart, Eros, but Cupid's influence. He was often invoked during celebrations and ceremonies that honored love and marriage, such as the Lupercalia festival, which was held in mid-February to celebrate fertility and romantic love. Although Lupercalia was more closely associated with the god Faunus, Cupid's presence was still felt in the festivities, and the festival eventually evolved into what we know today as Valentine's Day. This connection to romance and love made Cupid a key figure in the Roman approach to relationships, emphasizing the importance of affection, attraction, and partnership in their daily lives. Roman art often depicted Cupid in a playful or mischievous light, emphasizing his youthful, carefree nature. He was frequently shown as a child or a young man, often with a bow and arrows, sometimes accompanied by his mother Venus. These depictions reinforced the Roman cultural perception of love as something spontaneous, uncontrollable, and full of potential for both joy and heartache. Cupid's image, particularly as a child or playful youth, became iconic in Western art, influencing depictions of love for centuries to come. In Roman mythology, Cupid's influence extended beyond the realm of romantic love. He also symbolized the broader emotional connections that people formed with one another, from friendships to familial bonds. Through his connection to Venus and Mars, Cupid illustrated that love could bring people together, foster cooperation, and, at times, even spark conflict. Overall, Cupid's role in Roman civilization was multifaceted, encompassing not only romantic love, but also the complexities of human relationships. His presence in Roman life, from literature and art to religious rituals, underscored the powerful and often unpredictable nature of love, which the Romans both celebrated and acknowledged in its various forms. Cupid continues to be a symbol of love in Western culture, with his image still commonly associated with romance and affection to this day. In Hindu mythology, the god of love is Kamadeva, often referred to as the god of desire or god of love and passion. Kamadeva is depicted as a youthful and handsome figure, carrying a bow made of sugarcane and using 5 flower-tipped arrows to ignite the emotions of love in the hearts of gods and mortals alike. His arrows symbolize the 5 senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, and are said to be powerful enough to awaken desire and passion. Kamadeva is often accompanied by his consort Ruthi, the goddess of love and beauty, who complements his role as the divine force of attraction. Kamadeva's influence in Hindu mythology is significant, as he is seen as the embodiment of human desire and the force that drives both physical and emotional attraction. However, his role goes beyond mere romantic love. He is also associated with the broader concept of desire, which includes not only love between individuals, but also the desire for life, beauty, and creation. Kamadeva is seen as a deity who stirs the hearts of all living beings, igniting the spark of love and reproduction, which is essential for the continuation of the universe. One of the most notable myths involving Kamadeva is his role in the story of Shiva and Parvati. According to the legend, Kamadeva was tasked with awakening the meditative and detached Lord Shiva from his deep meditation, as Shiva had become indifferent to the world and its desires. Kamadeva, believing that Shiva needed to fall in love with Parvati, shot his flower-tipped arrows at the god. However, Shiva, angered by this intrusion, opened his third eye and reduced Kamadeva to ashes. Despite his destruction, Kamadeva's act ultimately led to the rekindling of Shiva's emotions, and he later came back to life through the grace of Parvati, symbolizing the transformative power of love and desire. Kamadeva's significance in Hinduism is not limited to the act of bringing 2 lovers together. His influence is seen as integral to the balance of life and the universe. In the Hindu worldview, desire is considered a natural and essential part of existence. It is through love and desire that beings are born, that relationships flourish, and that the cosmos is continually created and maintained. Kamadeva, as the deity who governs these forces, symbolizes the vitality and the driving energy of the universe. In addition to his connection to love and reproduction, Kamadeva is also associated with the human experience of longing, passion, and attachment. His presence in Hindu mythologies highlights the complex nature of love, which can bring both joy and suffering. The very concept of desire, whether it is romantic love, the longing for beauty, or the pursuit of power, is central to human existence, and Kamadeva represents this dynamic force. Kamadeva's impact on Hindu civilization can be seen in the various rituals and cultural practices that revolve around love and desire. Temples dedicated to Kamadeva, often alongside his consort Rati, are found in many parts of India, and during certain festivals, such as Holi, people celebrate the power of love and desire. The act of throwing colored powders during Holi, for example, symbolizes the joyous and spontaneous nature of love, echoing Kamadeva's playful and vibrant energy. Kamadeva is also featured in various texts and works of art, where he represents the idealization of love and the human pursuit of beauty and affection. His image is often depicted in Indian art, where he is shown as a youthful, charming figure with a bow, surrounded by flowers and with his consort Rati by his side, symbolizing the harmony and balance that love brings to the world. In Hindu philosophy, love and desire are not seen as inherently negative or sinful, but as integral to the experience of life. Kamadeva's influence teaches that love, in all its forms, is a divine force that shapes the world, and while it may lead to challenges and obstacles, it is ultimately a force for creation, connection, and transformation. Overall, Kamadeva's role in Hindu mythology and culture is central to understanding the divine forces of love, passion, and desire. He is not merely a god of romantic attraction, but a symbol of the transformative and sustaining energy that love brings to both individual lives and the universe as a whole. Through his stories and worship, Kamadeva represents the beauty, complexity, and power of love in its many forms, showing that desire is both a sacred and essential part of existence.